Let's understand what sleep in this video, okay? And what happens when one sleeps. That's right, yeah. So I don't want to delay more, but let me go back to the point directly. So okay, so there are different stages of sleep. So let's discuss all of them in detail. So there are 5 stages. One stage, which is when you're awake. Second stage is, it's called N1 stage. That's when you have light sleep. The third stage is called N2 stage. That's when you have deep sleep. The fourth stage is called N3 stage. That's very deep sleep. And the fifth stage, it's called REM stage, which is also known as a rapid eye movement stage. And that's the phase generally you're almost out of sleep. So these are 5 phases of each cycle of the sleep. So each cycle of sleep is around 90 minutes. Then each of these phases, and when one sleeps, they go through these 5 phases. Then that's one cycle. And average adult or an individual generally takes 4 to 5 cycles when they sleep in the night. So that turns out to be an average of 7 hours or so. So that's also a recommended amount to sleep an adult should have scientifically. That's proven scientifically as well. So let's go back into more details now. So okay, before we go into what we want and how much we have to sleep, let's see how the sleep schedule changes as one grows up. Okay, let's take the newborn baby. Okay, just the newborn infants. So what happens with them is like they generally sleep for a long time because they don't have a lot of things to do in life anyways. So they sleep around 16 to 18 hours a day. So what happens with them is that they don't have this last phase which we discussed, this rapid eye movement phase, because the reflexes are too low when in that age actually. So what happens is that the probability also they get out of the sleep is low. So for them, the sleep cycle then reduces to 50 minutes each cycle. So what they happen to do is that they cycle over each phase for 50 minutes, and that happens over a period of 3 to 4 cycles or 5 cycles. Then that takes around 3 or 4 hours. Then they wake up, then they sleep again, they wake up, then it totally cumulatively it turns out to be like 16 to 20 hours of sleep. So let's go to adolescence. Okay, maybe not adolescence. Let's go back a bit and see what happens to children like below the age of 10. With them, what happens is that the REM phase, which we just didn't have it when we were actually kids or like babies. So that actually increases because our muscle growth happens and we have a lot of reflexes that come into play. And what happens with that is that the probability that we get out of sleep is also more high because that's the phase when we sort of come out of the deep sleep. So because of those things, our sleep requirement or the average sleep that a kid does, like the children below the age of 10 does, is around 11 to 12 hours a day. That's still high, but yeah, that's what is recommended. Then let's go to adolescence, and this is a very crucial stage because this is the time when there is increase in this REM phase, a lot of hormonal changes and a lot of puberty changes. And because of all these, what happens is that the N2 phase, which is the deep sleep phase, it happens to increase a lot. So because of all this, the deep sleep phase increases, and you might have recognized it because when you were in high school, you might have felt very sleepy in your classes during the afternoons or mornings. That's probably because of this N2 phase dominating in that phase of your life. That is also causing this, and REM increasing, so the sleep needed is also decreasing. That's the deal here. So on average, an adolescent needs around 9 hours or 10 hours of sleep. 9 to 9 hours of sleep. On average, let's say 9 hours. So now let's come back to us, adults. So before we go into how much sleep, let's again go through these cycles a bit. So the N1 stage, the light sleep stage, this is the phase when your heartbeat is actually normal and your body temperature is normal, and also your body reflexes are normal. But this is also a phase known to actually help you transit to the deep sleep phase. So before you go into deep sleep phase, you need to get into this phase first actually. So this lasts around 5 to 10 minutes. Depends on person to person. On average, it lasts around 5 to 10 minutes. So the next stage, which is N2. The N2 stage is lasting around 30 minutes for us, and this is known as the deep sleep stage. This is the stage when you're actually in deep sleep. And it is also known that when someone wakes out of this stage, after this stage or this phase is finished, they would actually feel very refreshed and very happy. Actually, that's so what I'm trying to say is, if you want to take a nap at your workplace or home or something, short nap, it's better to take a nap of 40 to 45 minutes or 40 minutes, because that accounts for our light sleep stage, which is 5 to 10 minutes, and also accounts for our 30 minutes of deep sleep phase. Then it costs us around 40 minutes, and that will actually energize, and it's scientifically proven as well. And let's go to the next phase, which is N3. This is called the very, very deep sleep phase. And this is the phase where you actually dream and do everything in your head. In case, for example, you might have seen people feeling very uneasy and unusual and very agitated when they get out of, so then they say they had a bad dream or something. That's because of this phase, because your body generally doesn't sense noise in this phase, and you sleep very, very deep. If by any chance, if you wake up or someone wakes up out of this phase, then it is also again seen in a lot of individuals that they sort of have a very bad state of mind for next 45 minutes to 1 hour, and they have a bit of mental retardedness for that time before they get back to their actual mindset. So next comes our REM stage. So our REM stage is actually lasting us around 10 to 15 minutes. It's not much, not very crucial, but it is actually the max when you're adult than compared to when you're children or infants. So we know these 4 to 5 stages, main 4 stages of sleep. So if you combine them, it makes us to have 90 minutes of total for this whole cycle. And this happens over like a period of 6 times or 5 times over the night, and that accounts as around 6 to 7 hours of sleep. And I'm sure I've seen a lot of people saying, or seen probably in social media, that this person sleeps only 3 hours a day, 2 hours a day. I think it's just bullshit, because a normal human machine cannot function without sleeping at least 6 to 7 hours a day, and that is biologically important for anyone. And I'm not sure who that person is who actually sleeps for 2 to 3 hours and keeps functioning very efficiently. So what did we learn in this video again? So we learned about stages of sleep, and what I'm trying to conclude here is that, so if we want to take a nap, you either take a nap after your N2 ends, or finish a nap after your N3 ends. So you don't want to wake up in between. That makes you feel very annoyed and irritated. So you either take a nap of 40 minutes or take a nap of 90 minutes. I think that is what is scientifically also recommended. And I actually put a link in the description about this, some of the research articles that are actually related to this. In case you guys are interested, you can go up and have a look at this. And in this video, I never mentioned anything about how to improve this, or what can one do in order to make this better, or how to improve their sleep cycle or schedule. That's because that's a different topic. In case if you guys are interested in knowing more about this, and if you want to know how one can deal with it, then we can also discuss this again. And please mention this in the comments, or you can also write me an email so that we can meet again in the next video discussing these issues. So that's it for this video, guys. Till then, goodbye. Meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.